Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching. So today's video I decided to go colourful again because I feel like my last few videos were like really neutral and I was getting a little bit bored. Obviously I always want to keep my looks reasonably achievable and wearable. I know obviously not everyone is into colour, but I try and do ways that you can incorporate it subtly, and you can obviously take elements and make it your own. So today I decided to use the Maddie Ziegler Imagination palette. I know some of you were asking for me to use it again because I've only used it once on my channel, I think. So I decided to use it today because I know some of you have it at home, but of course if you don't have the same eyeshadows you can just use whatever you have at home. But I really hope you like this colourful summer makeup. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and of course give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe if you are new here. So if you do want to see how I got this look right here, then just keep on watching. Come and join the conga. So I have gone back to my usual foundation. This is the Too Faced Born This Way. I always go back to this, and this is in the shade Golden Beige. And the brush that I'm going to use to apply that is the F80 brush by Sigma. This is a flat top brush, so it really ensures you get a full coverage. So I just kind of stamp it, stipple it on first, and then kind of work it in very light circular motions. But then for concealer, I don't want it to be too bright under the eye. I want it to be reasonably natural. But I'm literally just going to do 3 dots around the eye. And the concealer that I'm using is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer as well. And the reason why I'm not swiping it all the way under is because that particular concealer, a little bit goes a long way. You need like the tiniest amount. So I find 3 dots is just about enough because it brightens at the same time as well, because obviously it's a little bit lighter. So if I apply too much it can be kind of too striking all the way across the eye. A little bit of brightness right underneath the eye, and also to get rid of any discoloration. And then also I get quite dark right on the outer part there. And then whatever's left I just swipe the rest of the product over the eye. And then for one final blend, I feel like a beauty sponge just really merges everything together. Then with the same concealer but a darker shade to bronze, I'm going to use the shade Chestnut to add a little bit of warmth to the skin. And I like using a cream product for the bronzer because it just blends in so seamlessly. And I literally just use the sponge and bounce it up and down. And always bounce it, because if you drag you end up kind of moving the product underneath. So I just typically put that around the forehead and on top of the cheekbones. So I'm not contouring with it, so if you were to put it there it may be too warm. So when you bronze you typically put it where you naturally get a suntan, and that is on top of the highest point of your cheek and also on the forehead, and that will instantly, if you can see the difference, it instantly just warms up your complexion. Like you've been sun-kissed, because obviously it does have quite a warm undertone. And then I'm just going to get a little bit from whatever's left on the sponge and put a tiny bit on my nose. I'm just going to dab it on my hand. I know sometimes putting it on your nose it can be a little bit intimidating, but if you just pop just a very small amount and always put the excess onto your hand and then put it on your nose, you know you're never going to go overboard. So that just makes the skin just look nice and sun-kissed. So before I move on to powder products, so you can just see I've put it on this side because I'm filming a TikTok as well, so I just applied it for my TikTok. So I'm going to show you this blusher. This is a new blusher and I have only used it, I think this is my second time using it, and it's literally so nice if you love that really glossy skin look. So if you can see my skin, it literally looks wet. Like I've got like highlighter on and a little bit of colour and like a natural like flush, like you're on holiday. So I'll tell you what it is. So this is the Liquid Gel Blush by KVD Beauty. I believe it's reasonably new, and this is in the shade Duality. I don't know if I said that right. I'm gonna have to link it down below because the formula is so gorgeous, and I put quite a lot on this side and it literally blended out like nothing. So I'll show you. I literally just put it on like from the tube. So I'm gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand just in case, because you can always layer it up. And I went in with my foundation brush and I literally just bounced it. So as you can see, it blends out within no time, and that was quite a lot on there. So you can just layer it up, and you can layer it without it going like patchy, and it doesn't lift your foundation underneath. And it just has such a nice like glossy finish to it. So to set any oily areas, I'm going to use my Huda Beauty powder, but I'm going to use that on a reasonably small brush because I want most of the skin to stay kind of glowy. So I'm just going to focus that on the T-zone and underneath the eyes. So I've just gone ahead and done my brows. So to add to the sun-kissed kind of look, I'm going to use my freckle pen by Barry M. So I found a new way to do this because I was finding when I was doing it directly from the wand, it was just going OTT. So I just pop a few dots on my finger. Should have done it with my other hand. And literally just dab it. It's almost like a stencil. I saw Katie Jane Hughes do this and I was like, that's such a good idea. And it definitely works better. I'll do it with my right hand because that was hard. The formula is quite liquidy, so it's not too heavy or too noticeable. My eyeshadow palette today, I'm going to use the Maddie Ziegler, the Imagination palette. I think I've already used this once on my channel. I think it's because I didn't know what kind of looks to do, and I did see a few comments saying that you wanted me to use it, so let's just give it a go. So the first shade that I'm going to go in with is Maddie's Girl. So this is very light. It's a very light peach, and you can barely see it on the skin. You can see it very subtly, but I kind of mainly use this kind of shade to help any darker colours blend a little bit smoother later on. So just want to pop that through the natural crease of the eye, and the brush that I'm using is the E40 brush by Sigma, and just blend that out so you can kind of barely see it on camera, but it's very subtle. So just build that up a couple times until you're happy with it. On top of that, I'm going to blend the shade Crushed with the exact same brush, and again you just want to follow your crease. So just kind of blend it in circular motions. To be honest, it doesn't have to be neat, you just want to get it in the crease. As long as you've got a reasonably fluffy brush, that will kind of do the work for you. And then just blend it slightly above your crease as well, once you haven't got much left on your brush. So that way when you're looking straight forward, you can see. So I can't find my nude base for the lid colour, so I'm literally just going to use the orange one, because I am going to use a copper shade over the top. So I thought, you know, it's still going to work, but feel free to use like a nude one. Or a brown one, yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. I'm just going to use a small amount on the lid so it has something to stick to. And this is going to go all over the lid, right up to the crease. And this is out of Orange P. Louise base, so you need like the tiniest amount. And then over the top of that, I'm going to use the shade And Back. And just to prevent any fallout, I'm just going to lightly press that on. And just press it on in kind of swiping motions, and then you get the best sort of payoff that way. And you just want to press that slightly above the crease to blend into the crease colour, like that. It's really easy, and that's pretty much it for the top lid. And then you can go back in with your first brush just to diffuse everything. So I'm going to use another P. Louise base underneath the eye. So I always like using these with brighter colours, and it just makes them stand out a little bit more, and just gives them something to stick to. So I'm going to use a tiny little pencil brush to apply this because I don't want to put it too low. And this is just going to go underneath the eye, and you can pop it inside as well. inside the waterline. Then over the top of that, I'm going to use the shade Mint. And again, I'm not going to take this too low. I'm literally just going to press it on top of the lower lash line. So because there's a cream underneath, you just want to press on it first. And then you can kind of blend under the edges once you haven't really got much left on your brush. So next I'm going to apply mascara, and this is the Balm Mad Lash Mascara. So I'm going to be applying lashes, so I know I don't need a lot of mascara, but this one separates the lashes. It doesn't apply too much product, so it's nice underneath lashes because it doesn't go too clumpy. And I did notice that it didn't really smudge on me the last time I used it. Then for lashes I have, oh excuse my hand, I have what are they? Demi Wispies by Ardell. So I'm just going to look down into my mirror and pop it right on top of my natural lashes. And if you find they're slipping around a bit too much, just let it get a little bit more tacky. So for lips, I'm going to go in with Stockholm by NYX. It's kind of like the same tone as the eyeshadow to get that kind of like peachy monochrome look. Then over the top of that, I'm going to use the NYX Matte Piece of Cake Liquid Lip, and this is quite light, so I do have to kind of like dab it on with my finger, but with a lip liner it does work. Then I'm going to use my Morphe gloss over the top, and this is in the shade Pop. And if you feel like you've lost a little bit of the colour on your cheeks, like your liquid blush, so you can use this over powder. So I am going to pop a little bit more on. I'm just going to pop some on my finger and just dab it on. So I feel like where I powdered and kind of let it settle in, it goes on so nicely over any sort of texture. And I'm just going to use my sponge from before just to kind of blend it in. Actually, I'm going to use my foundation brush. I'm just going to finish off the look with the Spectrum Glowful Mist, just to kind of merge everything together. So I hope you enjoyed my colourful makeup routine. Let me know if you recreate it, and of course let me know what you want to see next in the comments section down below. Don't forget to like this video, and please give it a thumbs up because it pushes my video out to more people as well. And of course, please subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me. Thank you so much again for watching, and you'll see me in my next one. Bye!